Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Three Hamster Boys. I, of course, am Alexander, joined by my brother Nick and our father, Jeff.
Jeff, the dad.
He says this every time.
I do. Honestly, it's just kind of like an intro, but I realize that a lot of podcasts these days don't even have like a formal introduction.
They're just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, they
We're
just
back.
like start talking, honestly. Like, no one really does an intro or an outro anymore. They're just like, okay, yeah, I think that's it. We'll just end now. Cool, thanks for coming.
It's like, that sounds good.
Yeah.
See you later.
Do you have to get like to 1,000 episodes or something crazy like that in order to be that
Maybe
way?
maybe on our first 100, we just don't need an intro after that.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is they're like, oh man, we've made so many episodes. Who cares?
Yeah.
No one's really listening to the intro. They're just waiting for the clippable moment of the podcast.
Yeah, or just the, background white noise.
Right, yeah.
Well, plus if you have a lot of subscribers, as soon as you post it, people are going to start looking at it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for like a lot of the bigger podcasts, there's like a lot of name recognition. Like people like Joe Rogan or Caleb Heron don't need like a formal introduction. You kind of know who they are when you tune into a podcast with them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that in general, I think that's correct. But there's podcasts that I listen to that they always do an introduction.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. It's not. There's no right answer.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, what's up?
We will start off by saying this episode will have spoilers.
This episode contains spoilers.
I think more so than maybe any other episode, except for probably the betrayals
Or the
episode.
deaths.
Or the deaths.
The
yeah.
deaths might be the biggest one.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is on par, potentially.
Yeah, so the subject, the theme for this episode is kind of like big revelations or big reveals. And we're kind of doing it in more of like a character-specific way. So there are a couple like overarching ones that I had in mind, like plot twists, essentially. And we'll save that for another episode. So this is more of, and I don't think any of us are doing it, so I'll use it as an example,
Yep.
but like the Luke, I am your father, Darth Vader moment in Star Wars. Like for a lot of us, that's commonplace now. But if you were in the theaters doing that, you were probably like, "What the heck?
Yeah.
My space opera got way more space opera-y."
Yeah, it was such a huge thing at the time because they had kept it secret, and then when the first showing came through, you got to remember, no internet, no viral anything.
Sure.
The newspapers the next day were like shocking. I mean, it made front page that this second movie had this revelation.
Yeah.
So it was huge. It was really big.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's kind of the theme for today. But Nick, what are we drinking?
Yeah, we've got a delightful surprise, in theming.
Yeah.
We were out in Stanton, Virginia, and we came across a lovely cidery place. Not the orchard itself, but just in the city of Stanton. We ran into cider from Mars, and we stopped in really, really quickly, and their bottles really, really called out to us. We grabbed 3 that were the most interesting, and I'm very, very excited because it should be weird, interesting, and
Yeah, we were across the street at Red Dog Brewery.
I think it's
Redbeard.
Redbeard.
Red
Yeah.
Beard.
I was like, something about that sounds
Red
wrong,
Dog is something
actually.
different. And we were actually tasting in there, and the person we were with said, "Hey, this cidery is really good." So this is really,
Yeah, you said, I got to go pick up some cider for my wife.
yeah. And so we said, "Well, that's pretty interesting." We went in there, and this is very, very different. I mean, the bottles are different, the flavors are different. Just everything is very unique about this cider.
you tasted it without us?
Yeah.
No, I did
was
not.
about to say,
What
wait
do
a
you mean,
second.
what flavors?
No.
What flavors?
You've been sneaking sips?
I will say the interior design was also kind of cool.
Yeah.
It had more of a futuristic, almost like a Jetsons vibe.
Yeah,
while
sort of
still,
like the retro colors and,
Yeah.
and shapes and angles.
but still utilizing some of those older buildings in the Stanton area.
I think the Jetsons is probably a really good,
Yeah.
cartoonish kind of color scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Color palette. So, anyways,
We're starting with their Hellas Dry cider, which should be, it's like It's a Helles cider.
Now, wait, you know about wines, but I'm familiar with Helles being a like very light sort of lager in terms of beer. Is there a Helles wine?
There is not a Helles wine that I know of.
Okay.
But when I smelled it, it smelled like a Chardonnay.
Right.
Okay.
A very dry, a very dry white wine.
So this is almost combining like the Helles from beer and the dry that you typically associate with wine.
This is apple wine.
Putting
instead
it
of grape
together
wine.
and putting
it's
it as a cider.
apple wine, but it's also got if it's Helles, then it's got the kind of lager. It might have a grainy taste to it.
Yeah.
So which is going to be very different.
Wild.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right. Well,
Cheers.
kick it off.
Yeah. But yeah, we're excited. It's been a while since we've done cider. I think the last time we did it was Albemarle Cider Works, and that was many episodes ago.
That's true. Yeah. I think we've had ciders like in the mix, but we haven't had like a fully focused cider.
Yeah, a fully focused cider episode. And we've been doing a lot of beers and a lot of wine lately.
Yeah.
Maybe not even for episodes, but we're stocked up on wine.
Well, we've got a huge stock backlog of things that we want to do because we went to Hilltop and then we went to the other brewery right afterwards.
But
That was a distillery.
I was about to say
Yeah,
Hilltop
this
was a
is
distillery.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We went to a distillery.
You're right. In terms of backlog, yes, we've got some moonshine coming up. We've got some more beer. We have lots of wine.
a lot of wine.
Yeah.
So yeah, in terms of alcohol that you'll see us consuming next,
Should be a variety.
yeah, we've got a backlog, and I think we have a track for what we're gonna do unless we find something really unique
And
that
then
we're
we
like,
just- that's the
yeah,
priority.
we need to do
We wanna
that
taste
now.
this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had this was not this is not the oldest thing we bought, but it was just the most interesting to me, and so here's what's unique about the taste of this.
It tastes like a wine.
It tastes like a wine, but I can taste a sweet apple taste in it.
Yeah, it's like a wine, but you have an apple afternote.
Yeah, it's like and it's a sweet apple,
Yeah.
which is really different and unique.
I was about to say, this does taste like a Chardonnay and a cider put together, but I'm not getting that dry. Because typically with wine, we've talked about this before, it's either dry or sweet. There is definitely a sweetness in here.
Yeah.
So I think the dryness is what you get initially,
Sure.
Yeah,
and then the sweetness overcomes it. So
But
that's
it definitely overpowers it, though.
not overpower. Well, overpower.
I think it is.
Yeah,
I think it does.
I mean, it is extremely easy to drink.
It is so easy to drink. For our listeners, the bottle's basically empty just to pour our glasses, and I think one of us could have done that alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you're right. I do think instead of being like a super complex and deep flavor, it kind of hits with that sort of white wine Chardonnay taste in the beginning, and then it's almost immediately overpowered by not immediately. There's like I taste it on my tongue for a second or two, and then immediately floods in that sort of sweeter apple cider flavor. But yeah, it's real easy to drink.
Really
it
tasty.
goes down quick. This
really,
is
really tasty.
this is like the apple juice mixed with a little Chardonnay.
Yeah, honestly, that's a good comparison.
This is the table wine of apple ciders.
Yes.
You know, this is what you just have on the table for meals.
I
and
mean,
you
it's
just-
good.
Yeah.
If you had a picture of this, gone so quickly,
I was thinking you could make a sangria out of it
probably.
Yeah, you could do a sangria. That's an interesting choice, but you could do that
because
for
it's
sure.
got the fruitiness of it. You throw in some real fruits into it, some carbonated water.
Yeah.
You get this really bubbly sangria.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, that could be interesting. All right. Father, I feel like we always start with you, and I want to continue doing that. And I am happy to be surprised by your choices that we have probably never heard of before.
No, this one you've probably heard of but never seen. So
Okay.
All right. Okay.
I'm going to use a more recent reference to it. So there is a show on Disney called WandaVision, and it was a 10, 12 episode
Yeah.
on Disney, and it was right before, or it might have been right after the Red Witch and Doctor Strange,
Scarlet Witch.
the Scarlet Witch. Sorry.
God.
Well, I can't.
That's all right. That's all right. We understand.
The
Anyway,
red dog. Clifford.
Clifford,
Clifford the
the
red
Clifford, the Red Witch. But anyway, so in that story, once again, these are this is gonna break the it's gonna tell what the story's about. But anyways,
Yes. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Completely.
so
We're
Wanda,
going to say what that media is, and it's a spoiler if you're not aware.
Yeah.
so Wanda tries to bring back Vision, who was killed in the Avengers,
Infinity War.
Infinity War, and
Or was it Endgame?
Infinity War.
Infinity War was the
yeah.
first one
To get the stone.
the Yellowstone.
Yep.
And
The Yellowstone.
so
National Park.
Yeah.
so she takes over this whole town and is controlling everyone, and she brings back Vision, and they have 2 kids and everything. And there's the neighbor is this woman Agatha, and throughout it she just acts like she doesn't know what's going on. There's a bunch of characters in the town, and she's controlling all these characters. And then occasionally you'll flip outside the town where it's the military trying to break in,
Yeah.
and Wanda goes out and says, "Look, leave me alone. I am recovering from this."
I will say it is a big reveal that she is controlling these people, because
So
you as the
that's
audience,
not the reveal we're talking about.
but you as the audience do not know that until later, and to some extent, Wanda doesn't really know
Right, Wanda's not
until later.
Not
either.
clear what she's caught in this thing of. But anyways, but that's like halfway through the series you figure this out.
Right.
But at the very end, when she's crumbling and trying to figure out, all of a sudden the neighbor ends up being, I'm gonna get this wrong, the Black Witch.
I don't remember what her title
Yeah,
is.
anyway,
But
so-
she's another competing witch of some kind.
She's this
But in
competing.
other word, the noir witch.
yeah. I like
so,
that.
so she ends up thinking that she can control Wanda,
Right.
and for a while there, it looks like she is, but you never knew that, because she was just like this kind of, flighty next door neighbor, housewife kind of person, and all of a sudden she's this powerful witch. And so that's the big reveal. Her identity has been hidden the whole series,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden she comes out and she's this really, really bad person. Not that Wanda's a good person,
Right.
but really, really bad person. And she wanted to control Wanda, and for a while there she was. Then Wanda destroys her.
Yeah, and I will say a part of what makes this kind of switch hit harder is for the first half of the show, it's filmed like various different like sitcoms throughout the years, and like you kind of like change from like era to era, from like episode to episode.
As the kids age, they're like, it's like Dick Van Dyke Show was one of them.
Yeah.
There was Howdy Doody Show was one of them. It was like different eras in American society as they're aging, which totally confuses you. And the whole time, all the neighbors and town people are aging also.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things where you're going, how is this all happening?
Yeah.
And like you said, the reveal about halfway through is that she's actually controlling the whole town.
Yeah, they do a good job of like dropping hints where like some of the townspeople like start acting strangely, or I think for a moment there Agatha's like, "Help me," and you're like, "What is going on?" You know.
It was nicely done. I thought it was nicely done. It was definitely not a kid series per se.
No.
It was definitely more adult from
Yeah.
a Disney perspective.
Well, a lot of it surrounds Wanda grieving the death of
A Vision.
Vision. Yeah, like it kind of touches on these heavier notes in a very strange kind of like surrealist way with like sitcoms, and like I just want a normal family. I just want kids. I just want my love back, and instead I'm manufacturing pain and suffering for the people around me because I can't deal with my grief.
Yeah, and this plays into what the Doctor Strange movie ends up being.
Sure. Yeah.
So All right.
Yeah. So Agatha, big reveal, is the big bad at the end of that.
Nice.
But she's not bad enough.
Yes. Eventually, yeah. I mean, Scarlet Witch kind of like disproportionately powerful in terms of like
what she can do.
What she can do. Yeah. Very, very strong. Which is interesting, especially because like the different variations of like when we see Scarlet Witch both in like the comics and then also in the MCU, I think is super, super cool. And we could do like a whole episode talking about that.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, let's go on to your first character reveal here.
I am going to talk about something that I've never met another person who has ever watched this. I'm going to be talking about an anime because I like anime a lot.
Okay.
It is an anime called Princess Principal.
No, I haven't seen it.
I've never seen it either.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Really quick synopsis, just to set the scene a little bit, to get you to give you an idea. It is like alternate universe, 1940s. The current predominant power supply is this weird energy source that can manipulate gravity. And it's like the whole theming is all about subterfuge, and you follow a group of high schoolers that are part of like this princess's spy squadron.
Sure.
And they basically work together to like handle anti-assassination, subterfuge, stuff like that.
Cool.
And it's very interesting. It's cool. The technology is very interesting, and there's like a lot of cool sequences because like all the vehicles are like 1940s. It's like there's zeppelins moving around. It's like all like steampunk, dark and stuff. It's cool.
I have to look this up when we're done. This is crazy.
It's cool. I really, really like it. And one of the main protagonists is like a highly trained spy who like it's like she's been trained like at the academy since she was like such and such, and she's like highly specialized, and she is working with this princess who is like very predominant in the current like era, and like a lot of assassination attempts are going to be going after her because of like how predominant she is in the politics and decision making. So they like all work her like little squadron of spies and stuff like work together to protect her and keep her sort of stuff moving.
And is she like going to school with them or?
Yeah. They're like it's a very prestigious academy where only the predominant nobles and it's like whatever, and it's like the she's a very important political figure, but also schools and studies.
In the themes of sorry, I'm getting geeky about this. So in the themes of anime, there's always these themes of like high school students. Does it fall into that category?
I think so. I think of the very common one, like there's a genre where it's like cute girls doing cute things, where it's like usually like we're in a high school club and we're going camping or we're going fishing or we're doing like home improvement or whatever. This one's like cute girls doing cool things is like because it'll be like there's a ninja, and she's like doing like like 1v1ing and doing stuff, and like the other one's like got a pistol. It's cool. But the reveal, the important part is at the beginning of the show, the spy and the princess meet for the very first time. And the princess is like, work for me. Let's get it done. I need help. Like, is basically how it goes down. And you don't really see it, but as you're watching it, the princess and the spy have like this weird thing in common, where they're like a little too in sync, or like they like trust each other a little too much for just meeting. For like a spy and a random princess, and it's revealed that like maybe like the second last episode or the last episode that they have known each other for a long time, and they're keeping up this appearance because a long time ago, the princess would sneak out of her castle, and she would run into a girl that looked just like her. And it was this homeless girl, and they would trade stories and adventure out. This whole debacle happens, and they get thrown into each other's worlds. The homeless girl looks like the princess, retrieved as the princess by the guards at some point, and the princess left alone on the streets. And that's where the story begins.
The swab.
The swap.
And that's like common theme in a lot of
Yeah. So it's like this very fascinating thing where when the reveal happens, you're like, the princess isn't actually the princess, but she's been the princess for like 15 years.
Right.
And the spy was the princess and it is now this highly trained spy. So there's like this very interesting dynamic.
Does it end up switching at the end?
No, they keep their roles that they're trained for at this point. But it is very enlightening and like a whoa moment, and it's like it's like wow. Now I understand why they trust each other, and like they're
This is the Prince and the Pauper.
Basically, yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow, very very fun.
Yeah,
and like I said, never heard of it.
Yeah, I've never heard of it either.
yeah.
Okay. Kind of sticking with the theme of classics, I did want to preface this. I had a lot of character reveals that I wanted to talk about, but we've already talked about the series either in length or I think in like too close relation. So like we've talked about Portal 2 because it's like a series that we grew up on and is awesome. We talked about Wheatley being that big bad guy reveal.
Yeah.
I'd love to talk about that, but I'm not going to. I've talked about Coco in kind of depth on this podcast as well.
Yeah, I was thinking about that
and
one
the
too.
Ernesto de la Cruz reveal is also one of those big reveals as well. So not doing that.
Just quickly spoiling those two.
Yeah, just quickly spoiling those
We got
two.
to spoil as many as we can.
Exactly. And then Mom and I were talking, and we were talking about Agatha Christie. And I was really thinking about doing an Agatha Christie book or any of the adaptations. And I decided against that. Instead, I chose a series or a movie that is an homage to Agatha Christie, and that's the more recent Knives Out franchise.
Yeah.
And specifically because I think all of them have their own kind of twists and turns, very much like Agatha Christie does in her books. But specifically, I'm choosing the first one. So spoilers for the first Knives Out, which is just called Knives Out. Chris Evans' character, Ransom Drysdale, is...
That is a crazy name.
Yeah. Is originally the character that you think is the killer. Well, sort of, because the death or the murder is kind of in weird circumstances, but you originally think it's Ransom because he doesn't show up to any of the family meetings. He kind of like hates everyone.
He's sort of set up as the red herring.
Yeah, he is, exactly. He's set up as the red herring, and the movie knows that, and they're like, oh, it's him, and then they give you like a little fake out, like, oh, it's definitely not him. It's this other person. And then the movie 180's back on itself.
It does a 360 in the air.
It does a 360, and it goes, it's actually him all along. And I thought that was such a, like, watching that movie, just watching the whole franchise has been a lot of fun, being like, oh, this is like the joy of reading Agatha Christie books, but in these like weird movie forms.
James Bond with a southern accent.
Yeah. Daniel Craig with the crazy southern accent.
I hate it so much.
Also so much fun.
I actually hate it so much. There are so many times where I'm like, he said something, and I'm like, they didn't want to do a retake. They were just like, yep,
that's it.
Your diction was awful. You're good. You're definitely southern.
I think the movies don't take themselves too seriously. They're a lot of fun, and a lot of the like reveals or like the murders remind me so much of like Agatha Christie books, like reading them as I was growing up, and like middle school, high school, the required reading of Agatha Christie stuff.
Was it the 10 Little Indians and then there were none?
I think it was Murder on the Orient Express is the big one that I read.
And then there were none was the one that was like they're on an island or something.
Yes, something like that. But
don't know your literature.
Yeah. I won't lie. I didn't read all of those required reading books.
No.
But yeah, I thought the movie series was very fun, and I think that reveal in particular is one of those moments where you're like, I knew it, but like there's a second where the movie's like, it's not him. And you're like, man, I really thought it was him. Like, I thought it was the red herring. And then I thought they faked me out. And then I kind of thought it was him, but then they faked me out again. And there is that reveal at the end where you're like, gosh, I'm vindicated finally.
So, this, as a future idea, maybe, I think Daniel Craig is the right person for that role because it's so obscure and off that they were trying to do that.
It
I
is a bit
don't know if I would say he's the right guy. They were just like, hey, who can we get? And Daniel Craig said yes. All right, let's go.
Yeah, I do think they're utilizing his star power at the time, and also they're using the typecast that he's been put, and being like, okay, how can we turn this on its head?
Like whenever Adam West would be in a movie, everyone always thinks of him as Batman,
Right.
Sure.
But
I wouldn't have cast Daniel Craig.
But we could that would be a kind of a cool topic. Who is cast so badly that it may be on purpose?
That
That's a
would be
different
tough,
thing.
though. That would be really difficult. Because I definitely do think they thought about the casting. I think they utilized Daniel Craig's star power for the movie. I mean,
They used everyone's
I was
star
going
power.
to say, those
There's
movies
so many
are
powers.
star-studded, intentionally so, but they are star-studded. And they really wanted to utilize us not really thinking of Daniel Craig as like a southern detective with like what is it?
Usually it's the other way around. You're going, that American cannot have a British accent.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of British actors you go, oh, that guy's British. When you hear him talk, like House.
Yes.
Whenever I hear him talk, I'm like, it's just hard to believe when I hear him talk in person how thick his accent is.
How thick his accent is.
Yeah. It's more obvious with others. Like Tom Holland, you're like, he's trying to do a New York thing, but he lets it slip a little too often.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're doing it.
But he was also basically a kid when he started.
Yeah, it's
too.
true. It's true.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right, well, our glasses are empty. It's time to get the next drink. I mean, honestly, there's like nothing left in
what I'm
here. It's time to get the next drink. We will see y'all in a second. Don't go anywhere.
Yep. All right.
And we're back for part 2 here for our next drink. It's a little darker than what we had before.
Yeah,
so
a little bit.
I'm intrigued for what kind of cider we're drinking. So, Nick, what's next?
Next, we are continuing, since this is the cider from Mars selection. We are moving to their Ruby Red Crab Apple cider. And this one was, when we were checking out, this guy, the guy behind the bar was like, yep, this is the one. This is like our ticket. It's almost like, it's like a lighter amber ale, maybe like a lager color.
And usually we would put this last, but I think the last one, we're not quite sure what to expect.
Yeah,
from the taste.
It's the lightest one, but not by the description.
Yeah, and this one is the darkest one. So this is usually we go light to dark.
Yeah, there is a method to the madness, in case you're
There's
wondering.
not.
We look at the bottles and we're like, yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. I think it should be interesting. It's their claim to fame. I'm expecting like a very clean, strong cider.
Yeah, it is strong.
It is strong, but you know what you taste? The apple peel.
Whoa. It's much sweeter.
I thought the crab apple would be not so sweet, but it's like it's got the taste of a peel.
Yeah. It's much stronger than the first one.
Yeah.
And it's more cidery than anything else now. Like it is a tried and true bold cider.
It is hard to put into words here, I think.
It's almost like liquid biting into an apple. That's what I mean by peel.
Sure.
You can taste not only the flesh of the apple, but the peel of the apple. You can taste all the facets of the apple.
The whole apple's in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, I kind of assumed a little more bitter notes from the crab apple.
Yeah.
Because, we don't really eat a lot of crab apples in, like, consumption of normal people. Like, it's not really.
So I'll give you a weird reference. So when we
Sure.
first moved to Crozet, Virginia, from Chicago, we had a crabapple in our front yard, crabapple tree, and they're really small and they're just not eatable that way.
Right.
Yeah.
So what my mother did was she would chop them off, basically chop the core out, and she would make apple butter with part regular apples because there's a bunch of orchards in Crozet.
Yeah,
and the crab apples
everywhere.
And the apple butter would be this kind of reddish pink color, but it would have the really tart crabapple taste in it. And I'm not getting any of that tartness in that.
No, it's much sweeter than the first one.
I get a little bit of that tartness like at the end.
So ruby red to me means grapefruit, and I am getting a touch of a grapefruit taste in there.
Huh. I wonder if that.
Ruby red means Pokemon to me.
But I'm getting a little bit of like ruby red grapefruit. So I don't know whether that's in there, but it's
It's just the ruby red crab apple.
Interesting. Yeah. Wow.
very different.
Yeah, that is a very different. I'm glad we went from the Hellas Dry into this one because I feel like the flavor profiles are so different. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Nick, why don't we kick it off to you?
Just to get it out of the way.
Okay.
My first instinct one, as a reveal that
Sure.
really affected me,
Yeah.
is from a movie called Old Boy.
Oh God.
I saw the
I watched it with my brother.
Yep.
That was an experience.
That was an experience.
It's a movie that is highly acclaimed for people. It's like a very Kino movie. Like it's like, oh, you like films? Well, Old Boy's got to be on your list. Kind of vibe is how I've seen it. It's a good movie, I think. I was feeling a lot of things after Old Boy, to be honest.
So many feelings.
And part of that is because they reveal that, before they even say it, you get this like sickening thought in your mind and you're like, that would be really messed up if that's what it was. And then they're like, oh, here it is. And you're like, that sucks. That really sucks. I didn't know how to really approach how to describe this reveal. So I'm just going to give the fastest synopsis of Old Boy that I can. Drunk father and husband gets kidnapped and is stuck in the same apartment for like a decade.
Yeah, for a long time.
For a long time, and he only sees that apartment until eventually he gets out, and then he spends the entire movie trying to figure out why, what happened to my family, and who did this all. Throughout the movie, he meets a variety of people, one of which is this one woman who is like very innocuous, but she is a kind soul who's like, I see you're in trouble and I'm going to let you like, spend the night in my apartment and like, we'll figure this out. Like you're obviously distressed, whatever. While he's searching for his family, he is like coming up nothing. There's like not a lot going on. Eventually, he finds the person who set this all up, and while he's about to go there, him and the woman have a little rendezvous.
Tryst.
And, they have a little fling just because they've spent so much time together and whatnot. And eventually, he confronts the culprit. There's a whole other stuff about why he did it all. There's a lot of things. But then the big reveal, which is gut-wrenching and icky, is that the culprit reveals that the woman that he's been spending all this time with is actually his daughter, who's now grown up since the time that he has been kidnapped. And he has had a time with his daughter.
Yeah.
And that is the reveal. And that is crazy. And it's with the whole theming and why the culprit did what he did, the incest vibes of, a full circle. It's really crazy. But that's a big reveal, and it sort of stuck in my mind for a while. And when we were talking about character reveals, that's a big one.
Yeah, I think, gosh, that I understand why that's like the movie that a lot of people go to. Is like, this is one of those like movies that needs to be on your list. But man, the ending with everything, it just leaves you feeling gross.
Yeah, the ending is like so. You're like, oh, that's how it ended.
Yeah. It's not, you don't feel satisfied. You don't feel happy. You just feel, which is crazy because I feel like the movie actually kind of started off in like this weird, like comical note.
Yeah.
Even with him getting kidnapped and like not like you as the audience.
It's almost like silly, where it's just like he's like losing it, and you're like, he's like got a weird like spirit and like formidable mental for it.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, that movie is one of those movies where I'm like, yep, I'm kind of like scarred now.
Yeah, you watch it and you're like,
Yeah, I saw the previews for it, and then I'd read about it, and I'm like, not my movie.
Yeah.
I think I get it.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. There's a lot of iconic moments. The cinematography is really good. The writing is really interesting. The direction is very, very nuanced and like one of a kind.
Yeah.
It is a stellar movie. Doesn't change how I feel.
Yeah, I think this goes in the category of movies where I have watched it once and I do not plan on watching it again.
No intention. I don't want to show people it either.
Yeah, exactly. It does feel like one of those movies where you're like, I've seen it. I'm not going to recommend it to other people.
It's like if someone asks me about Old Boy, I'm like, watch it. I'm not going to be there though.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you'll like it.
It's very cinematic.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. There's a lot of really great shots.
The hallway scene with the hammer is like extremely iconic.
It is, yeah. There are a lot of really great moments in that movie.
But Old Boy is a crazy movie, and that's one of the biggest reveals that I feel like is so important and so sickening.
Yeah. Oh, terrible.
Yep.
Terrible.
All right, get us out of here.
All right.
Eject button.
Now, I did make a little speech on my last one about not going over things that we've covered before.
But
I'm gonna do it. We've talked briefly about the Assassin's Creed franchise before, and I will say a lot of our topics were on the later games, the more recent games. In the Assassin's Creed franchise, we talked a little bit about Odyssey as well as Vikings. I can't remember what the
Ragnarok. Well, we talked about the weapon. We talked about the hidden blade.
Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about the others.
That's true. So, to kind of go further, the original Assassin's Creed, your mentor, the kind of leader of your like sect of assassins, I'm about to slaughter this man's name, is Al Malim.
When's the last time you played that game?
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've played Assassin's Creed 1.
Yeah, I was about to say Altair and OG Desmond with those PlayStation 3, start of PlayStation 3 graphics.
Yes.
Because I remember Nick and I watching you play this.
No,
and then being like Eagle Vision.
Yeah, it has been a while, but honestly, I feel like the first one is still one of my favorites in the franchise. Partially, of course, because of that nostalgic feel.
Yeah.
But also because I think it really kicked off the genre in like or not necessarily the genre, the franchise in like a really big way.
It's kind of like Uncharted. The first one is
Yeah.
is nostalgic. The next ones have some really cool things with it.
Yeah. Well, I agree. I think Assassin's Creed 2 really does kind of take a lot of the good things from 1 and just kind of improve them, including the graphics,
Because I think about Uncharted 2, the first scene is the train.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Uncharted 2, I think, is, in my opinion, just the best game in the series. And I don't know if I feel the same way about Assassin's Creed 2, but Assassin's Creed 1 does something similar that Uncharted does, where Uncharted, we talked about this over dinner, Uncharted a very kind of like linear gameplay in the fact that like similar to like James Bond, you kind of know who the bad guy is like the whole time, and the fun part is the like quips between like Nathan Drake and the bad guy going back and forth, whatever. Assassin's Creed sets itself up to be something very similar in the regard where it is us assassins against the Templars. The Templars are the bad guys. They control a lot of the infrastructure. They hold a lot of like political power. And your job is to infiltrate as an assassin, as a secretive member, take them out and kind of like reduce their power. And your mentor, Al-Malim, is kind of also hinting at this object that the Templars are after. You as Desmond, the like present day character, is also being pressured to look into your memories to find this object, this artifact. And for the longest time, as like a player of the game, you're like, okay, whatever. They're looking for some treasure or whatever. And it isn't until the end of the game when you, as Altair, have kind of taken out a lot of these big Templar head honchos, and you have retrieved this item, the Apple of Eden, which is like this golden orb that Al-Malim reveals himself as actually the big bad.
Whoa.
And actually, this object that you were searching for truly does have like magical powers, similar to Uncharted, where like at the end there's some sort of like supernatural event. This apple gives you like the power of basically illusion. So like he can like make multiple copies of himself, and you have to fight a bunch of him at the same time. And it kind of like makes you see like visions and whatever. It's like truly a supernatural element in what has been mostly like a rather grounded game, minus the fact that you're like jumping off of buildings into hay bales. But aside from that, what has been a relatively grounded game, it turns into this sort of magical and mystical element, as well as the person that's been assigning you these missions to kill Templars is actually like, hey, I've been working with them the whole time.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, it's actually been me this whole time, just so that I can get my hands on this apple and utilize its power. And I thought that was so cool. Playing through the game for the first time, I thought that was so sick. Because I like a part of it is like, oh, there's like some kind of like historical elements. Like we're going back to like 1100, like and like, oh, this is like so cool. And like, you know, they did research on some of these historical areas. I know like in the past, like Assassin's Creed has helped like with the rebuilding of Notre Dame, because they did like 3D models of it. You're like, whoa, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, what the heck, this supernatural element.
Fantastical.
This fantastical. And all of a sudden my mentor is the bad guy.
Yep.
And I think for me, that holds a lot of like special nostalgia feel, because like as a kid, I didn't see that coming at all. Like nowadays, sure. But as a kid, I thought that was like the coolest sort of reveal of a bad guy, because then you're like, I hate this guy. That
Wait
guy
a minute.
sucks.
all my effort.
Yeah, all my effort. What'd I do this
You've
for?
been puppeting me.
Yeah.
And one part of the boss fight is he makes you fight every single like Templar leader that you've assassinated, which is really cool. Because you're like fighting them again. And I thought that's just a very fun like way to end the game.
That is a cool way to end it.
Yeah.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, it's kind of like at the very end of the game. I will say they kind of lean into it a little more and then abandon it later.
Yeah.
But there is kind of like, this starts this sort of like mystical sort of supernatural elements of the game that are kind of sprinkled in throughout the franchise.
It definitely, 2 is way more grounded.
Yeah.
3 is super grounded. 4 is really grounded. Unity, really grounded. After that, though, bonkers. Or not. Okay, you know what? Don't include Unity. Unity's got like a lightning sword that you have to fight at the end.
Yeah, it's strange. But I will say they also like hint to like aliens being the reason why like the Apple of Eden exists.
They retconned it in the new stuff.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There's basically just like since the origins, like, you know, path.
Yeah.
There's like they're basically just an ancient race of people called the Isu, and like it's all technology,
Right,
loosely,
yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
like crazy technology.
Yeah, which I think is kind of, it's whatever.
It's like nonfiction. It's historical fiction.
Yeah.
You know, which I think is the most engaging part of it. Because honestly, for Assassin's Creed, the most fun is like, oh my God, Cleopatra. Oh my
Yeah,
God, Leonardo da
exactly.
Vinci. Oh my God, Alexander Graham Bell. You know, it, like
Yeah.
you're seeing all these cool like figures, and you're like, oh my God, you talked about someone who I know in history.
yeah.
Well, that's the same as
Oh
like,
my God, Da Vinci's making things for me.
Yeah, exactly.
well, it's like what was the game we played where you ended up doing different civilizations.
Civilization.
Civilization, maybe.
We got it. We got it.
Yeah.
We got there.
I was thinking it was a different name, but
Age of Empires.
Age of Empires.
Yeah,
There we
Age
go.
of Empires.
Civilization or Age of
Yeah.
Empires.
But I will say, Civilization personifies those world leaders and those like civs.
Yeah.
Versus Age of Empires, where like
It's like it's of the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more about
The
the
technology.
people.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like, oh, the Turks would have this sort of weaponry and like units or whatever.
But I mean, Civilization's fun because it's just like, okay, choose a leader from this, you know, era, or just like choose a leader from this like civilization, right? Where it's like, who are we choosing for America? Teddy Roosevelt, you know? And it's like, okay, who are we choosing for England? Elizabeth, you know? And
as Gandhi, I will nuke America.
exactly. Gandhi meets you and he's warfare. And you're like, all right.
Yeah.
that is kind of cool. But
Or
anyway.
it's like for like the like not the Norse one, but it's like Scandinavian or Swedish or whatever, and it's like Bluetooth the Viking.
Yeah.
It's
And you're like,
the-
what are we doing?
Yeah, what
here?
is happening here?
You know, it's like, it's a good time,
yeah,
honestly.
Alexander the Great. Yeah,
the Swedish chef.
yeah.
He just pops up.
Anyways,
Anyways, all right, Dad. What is your second reveal? We've gone all over the place.
yeah. So I'm gonna go over the place again.
Let's go.
I love it.
So I'm gonna use a very old one. Very old one, and everybody knows it.
Hold on.
Okay.
So there was one of the first Hitchcock kind of crazy movies. I think it's Hitchcock of Psycho.
That's Hitchcock.
Yeah, that is Hitchcock. That's like
That's like the Hitchcock.
That's the Hitchcock.
It's either that or like Vertigo.
Yeah, or well, you know,
Or
North by Northwest, The Birds,
the birds. Rear window.
cracked wind.
See, if you're struggling, it's Psycho.
Yeah,
Whatever. Psycho,
Psycho.
Vertigo, the birds. One of those.
yeah. So anyway, and Psycho.
Rear view. Sorry.
Yeah, rear view. Yeah.
Sorry.
But from Psycho, you're following Norman Bates, but you never know what's going on with Norman, and then you see his mother walking around, and in the end, you find out that his mother's dead, and it's Norman who's been playing Mrs. Bates.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's one of the earliest kind of thriller psychological reveals. I mean, there was
Yeah.
Agatha Christie was doing reveals. Oh, he's the murderer or whatever.
Yeah.
Right,
I feel like, I mean, for murder mysteries, you know,
Yeah.
we have all of that. But I think for thrillers and stuff, in the psychological sense, was like cutting edge.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you see it a lot of now, like a lot of these horror films. You go, this is that person or
Yeah.
that person, but that was not the way it was in the 50s when this came out.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's
Crazy to think it's the 50s.
yeah. I mean, because now you go, okay, that was 75 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, or 70 years ago.
Not me.
So
be me.
yeah, but I mean, it's one of those. It's probably the first time when they really do something really out of the ordinary.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many iconic things about Psycho as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard to believe, you know, because it was initially they weren't going to let it come out in theaters.
It was like too violent,
Too thrilling.
Well,
too thrilling.
Too suspenseful.
I was reading something about it, and even though it was black and white,
Yeah.
and they showed what was really like
Chocolate syrup.
chocolate syrup going down,
Right.
it was too graphic.
Yeah. I mean, which is crazy to think about, like what we have nowadays.
Yeah, where, I mean, we just finished Resident Evil Requiem and
Yeah.
people exploding the
Yeah.
guts and viscera.
The other thing is that they were not sure that they were going to get approval for the shower scene to begin with.
Oh, because
she's naked.
yeah, because of how conservative. And,
I was like, you don't really see anything though.
But
You just-
it's about the idea.
It's
Yeah,
the idea.
yeah.
It's the innuendo that
Right.
she's nude, and then
It's the voyeuristic theming.
yeah.
right, yeah.
So,
He's saying the things.
but I mean, everything about that movie was so like touching the edge of everything, and
Sure.
then in the end of it, to turn around the chair and see that Mrs. Bates is actually dead,
Yeah.
and then behind him is Norman with the wig and a dress on.
It's almost like I'm sure that it led to the inspiration of Friday the 13th with the whole Jason mom and stuff like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
where it's like the whispers, even though like the reveal, it's like she's been dead, and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you'll see later on, and you'll go, oh, the basis of it
Yeah.
was that you thought it was somebody, but they're dead, and it's really the murderer that's doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is not one of those small leaps to say that Alfred Hitchcock is definitely like the father of horror.
Yeah. Suspense and thrillers.
Yeah,
he
suspense
got
and
it.
thriller. And I do think there are a lot of themes that we see today still being pulled from something like a classic like Psycho.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you can't, when you don't have the technology or you don't have the ability to show violence, it all has to be because you think you're seeing violence,
Oh yeah.
Right.
or you think it's going to be out there.
I mean, Hitchcock was incredible at letting the mind fill in the blanks.
Yep.
You said like there were people who were worried about like all the theming and all of the subject material, but he did it so masterfully that like he never really showed anything. It's just the implication or where people's minds go instinctively that he showed just enough for people to like already paint the picture.
Yeah, he just put them to the edge and let them jump themselves.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. And I think he was so good at that with a lot of his
Yeah.
works.
It's remarkable. So that was my choice. That's my third one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
I
I,
think
didn't
that-
even think about that one.
Yeah, that one is more. It's less of like, oh my god, and more of like the implication and the more of the like, it paints the full picture in the moment kind of environment.
Yeah, I think it's not so much that the character was revealed as that because of that it totally switched the story
Yeah,
around.
yeah. Like your perception of it like really flipped on its head.
Yeah. Well, nice. Most of our glasses are empty.
I'm sorry.
Someone's slacking.
I
So-
know. I was talking.
Yeah. But we're going to move on. We've got one more very interesting or surprising side
So
of the try.
one of the things that I want to make sure we do at the
Sure.
end of
Oh,
second
gosh.
episode,
Oh, no.
Is that end of part 2?
end of part 2, is that
I was like, we're well past the second episode.
Part 2 is subscribe,
Oh,
Yep.
like,
an intermission.
and we would love to hear comments about what you want us to talk about.
Yeah, or what do you want us to drink?
Yes.
If you're tired of cider and beer and you want me to make more cocktails, let me know.
Hopefully with the moonshine, we will get some cocktails.
I mean, that one's already lined up. I'm already ready for the moonshine.
Yeah, if you're like, where's the moonshine? We've got you. It's coming up.
It's coming up. We also were joking that we're leaving space in case we get a sponsor.
I mean, unfortunately, our technology requires us that every 30 minutes we have to restart the camera.
Yeah.
And that's why we disappear and return.
Yeah.
I know what's gonna happen. Like when we upgrade our technology,
If we get a
don't
camera
need
that
to
can
do
just
that.
run?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
I was looking at the Sony, and it's like $6,000, but it's
We're not doing that.
Nah,
We're not doing
let's
that.
not talk about that.
Unless we get sponsors.
yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways,
It's Sony.
yeah, hey Sony. But if you want to sponsor us and you have a brewery or distillery, come out to
Just
it.
sponsor us with beer. And we'll shout you out. We're already shouting it out. Just let us know.
Anyway,
Just let
Yeah,
us know what we
I think
drink.
there's a lot of like regulation around stuff like that. But
Yep.
all right, we're gonna move on. We'll see y'all in a second when we've got a new cider. Don't go anywhere. See you soon.
Cheers.
And we are back. Hey y'all, I hope you got some snacks or some popcorn or some cider of your own to join us while we're kind of finishing up and concluding the third part here. This one, like y'all said before, is definitely the lightest out of the three.
Easily.
Yeah, it is just super light.
Very pale.
Yeah, I mean this almost looks like a prosecco, you know, like a champagne, and the fact that it's bubbly and it's just super light.
And now, Nick, tell us why that surprises us.
So we are drinking the Distill.
Distill. Yeah.
It is cider aged in a oak bourbon barrel for 4 months, and we thought this has to be the richest, darkest experience. Even though looks can be deceiving, I presume that this one is going to be the most full-bodied out of all of them.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of expecting to have that oaky kind of taste to it that adds into it. So it should be, we think it's going to be unique.
Yeah, I'm expecting more depth and like an even fuller taste. Even though I think the crabapple one was an extremely full taste.
Yeah.
I'm expecting this to be drier, though.
I don't even know
I don't
what to expect.
I don't know if
here.
it's going to be sweeter.
I will say, comparatively to like Albemarle Cider Works, these have all been definitely a sweeter ciders.
Yeah.
Versus like the Albemarle Cider Works, where we were definitely comparing them to like dry ciders, and like we were talking about like tannin that we could taste.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like it was a strong apple taste in it.
No,
No,
that
I
was
agree.
more where we're like commenting on like, yes, I can taste the minerals in the water.
minerality
of the water,
like,
yeah.
That was the part that they really highlighted and wanted to experience, where it was like a white wine mineral taste is what Albemarle Cider Works do.
All right. Cheers.
All right.
Cheers for the last one.
Cheers for the last one. Yeah, I mean, so far I think we've been really enjoying them. I think if this doesn't have a unique taste, then what's the
the
point
heck?
in aging it for 4 months?
Wow.
But with both of those reactions,
That one is crazy.
Wow. So
I think they must have used a very, very minimal cider. They used a very, very honestly weak cider, and then it just absorbed all of that oak and bourbon taste.
yeah, it really does have like a bourbon forward taste when you put it in your mouth.
but it's sweet.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the burn of the bourbon.
No, none of it. It's just
Wow.
fully absorbed all of that bourbon and oaky
I'm
taste.
glad we tasted this one last.
This is the fullest one. It is not sweet though. I wouldn't describe it as sweet. Not compared to the other two.
Oh, there's definitely a sweetness in here, but
That's not what lingers on your tongue.
no, it's not what lingers
my
on your
gosh.
tongue. But you would, when we talked about dry wine kind of giving that little like mouthfeel, I don't get that from
We
this
ate
one.
the apple tree on this one.
Yeah.
We went from eating the apples and we're just going to the bark.
Yeah.
You know?
We're eating the wood right now.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that is so fascinating. We've had a lot of the stouts and dark ales that are bourbon aged and, all these barrel stuff. But you can always, like, there's an overtone of the beer or whatever else
Yeah.
it is.
You could taste the malt or the hops in there that kind of countered off against it. I don't think the apple's strong enough to counter it.
No, but
Yeah.
it just gives this, like, solid layer and foundation that just completely, like, gives a carpet to just the barrel, to be honest. Like, it's a very sweet barrel, like a very solid barrel bourbon
Without
taste.
the peatiness or the burn of like a bourbon or a scotch.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
It is a really unique, because when you think cider and you think bourbon, I never think about combining those two flavors
No.
at all.
Wow,
Weird. Yeah, that's very unique.
I kind of knocked my socks off. I'm not gonna lie.
I did. When we first tasted it, we looked at each other and went, "What the heck am I tasting?"
Yeah,
I know. I saw both of your eyes like popping out of your head.
It was like, what is this?
It has such a unique, the unique taste at the end.
Yeah, very good. I know the guy behind the bar was gassing up the second one, but he should have been talking about this one a little bit more.
Well, I think that if you're
You're looking for cider. The second one.
Yeah,
is
the second one's good.
the
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah, this is not a
Yeah, if you're looking for something weird, this is
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah.
because if you're looking for a sweet cider that's bubbly, this is not it.
No.
You're gonna drink this and be like, "What the heck did they do to my cider?
They broke it.
They broke it."
But if you're the Three Hamster Boys, this is exactly what
This is
you're.
right up our alley. Not a single hop taste? Oh my gosh. We're the furthest away from an IPA.
I know. I'm waiting for the comments to be like, "Do an IPA episode," and we'll all have to grimace through an IPA episode.
That might be the breaking point.
We're
Where it's
gonna do a
our
single.
first,
We're gonna do a single, a double, and a triple IPA.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
our first comment. I think you guys should drink more IPAs. Like break me down. Maybe we shouldn't have comments.
I've been watching them for a while, and they do a lot of beer, but no IPAs.
They've drank basically everything else under the sun except an IPA.
I love IPAs. All right, I think your first is
I'm first this time. Yeehaw. So I wasn't sure what exactly y'all were gonna do for this one, and I wanted to make sure that we had a thriller one on the list. Partially because I think like the murder mystery is kind of like one of those things, but also I think like the switcheroo that some thrillers encompass is very fun, where like, oh, you think that character's like dead or gone, but in reality they've been here the whole time. So I went with a movie exactly no one has heard of. And that is Bloody Summer Camp.
The local classic of Charlottesville, Virginia.
Yes, a locally filmed thriller slasher movie. It is like an homage to all of your favorite B movies plus Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
It is funny and gory and raunchy and also inappropriate.
Really inappropriate.
Yeah,
I think it came out in like 2021 or
Yep.
2020. It feels so dated.
Yeah.
Like the verbiage and the writing is so awful.
But a part of that feels intentional.
Yeah, where it's like, this is so bad no one would ever say it, and it's based in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
Jorts, boom boxes.
which was a time that was inappropriate.
Yeah. But the big reveal in this movie is obviously it's filmed as like a summer camp at a summer camp. And the big reveal is one of the camp counselors, this guy who's kind of bullied by the other counselors. He's in a wheelchair, is supposedly killed earlier in the movie, is revealed to be the killer in like a very sort of like classic, very funny fashion. Of like, what? The guy in the wheelchair has actually been the masked murderer this whole
And
time.
he can walk.
And he can walk.
And he's really strong, actually.
I think it really is kind of like that quintessential sort of character, like villain reveal. And I wasn't sure if anyone was going to do like a thriller or a slasher, and I wanted to make sure that one was included.
Yeah.
I think the Psycho one, the Psycho reveal is definitely a better reveal. Like, this and by no means is a good movie.
When you want to compare Bloody Summer Camp to Psycho?
Yeah, exactly. This in no way is a good movie. This is like a trope of a trope of a trope movie.
You've taken the picture too many times.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you're like, what am I looking at?
But I think because of that, it's like one of those fun movies that you sit down as like a group of friends and you're like, you basically become Mystery Science Theater when you're watching this movie.
Or you're playing you're playing where every time they say bloody, you have to take a
Yeah, you
drink?
have to take a shot or something.
You make a game out of it
Yeah.
because the source itself is not enough to pay attention to.
Right. But yeah, the reveal I feel like is like very quintessential, and in a way that kind of feels comforting. In terms of reveals or revelations.
You know, you always joke about the movies I watch, but sometimes you just want movie as an escape,
Yeah.
just to be entertainment.
Listen, man. I watched the literally like dirt of the dirt anime. I get it. I truly get it. I will watch. My friends will be like, "You need to watch this. This is incredible to watch," and I'll be like, "Yeah, I'll get to it," and then proceed to watch like 3 like truly garbage shows.
What do you mean? The Wise Man's Grandchild was actually a great isekai anime?
Exactly. It's like, and then they'll be like, "We saw you log this. Why did you watch this?" And I was like, "I don't know. I had time." And they're like, "Why didn't you have time to watch this?" And I was like, "I just wanted to watch this."
You know, I do feel like in terms of like good media, sometimes you need to be in a headspace to watch and really appreciate that.
Well-
and bad media, trash media,
So easy to
it's
watch.
so easy to
Just
consume
turn your brain off and you're
sometimes.
like, haha, funny spell.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, for me, it's like, okay, after a day of work where I'm having to think and calculate
Yeah.
and all this stuff,
Yeah.
you put these, you know, tough guy, tough woman, you know, assassin movies on,
Sure.
and I just turn off my brain. I go cook dinner, whatever. It's the perfect escape for the brain to click in the.
And I do think there is a like threshold. There is a limit to
Yeah.
how bad
Yeah.
it can be.
Mediocrity can only go so far.
Yes, where there is sometimes where there is, and I think there's like that sweet spot where either it's like bad enough that it's like Mystery Science Theater, you're laughing at it the whole time because you know it's intentionally bad.
Yeah.
Or when it takes itself too seriously,
See, that's what I was gonna
and
say.
it's still bad, and you're like, this is unwatchable
Yeah.
because of how serious
It's like
taking
trying
itself.
to take like it's camp. It's like camp to like the extreme.
Yeah,
Yeah, so like if I'm watching John Wick, I know what I'm watching.
sure.
Now, if they're going to start preaching to me or trying to do a message, I lose interest in it.
Yeah,
You want it to be kind of a mindless, this is what it is.
It's just cool guy doing cool things.
yeah,
exactly.
And I do think this might be a hot take here. I think that's why some of the like the later Die Hards, why in my opinion some of the later John Wicks kind of lose their kind of
Identity, honestly.
yeah, identity is a good way of putting it.
Well, I think that's because they had too many.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I
Because
agree.
it's like it can't. Because like from a writing standpoint, you can't just be like it's a vengeance story. You know, like you can't
Yeah.
do that anymore.
yeah, you can't keep going. Like,
Right, like the
he got
dog's
his
being
ven-
dead.
Yeah,
You know.
he got his vengeance. I do think that is kind of one of those pitfalls of making a series over and over again.
Yeah.
Like
So-
Fast and the Furious, even Assassin's Creed, as we were talking about,
Yeah.
it loses that identity that it started with.
So I think what we normally see is you see that second movie be very different because they're trying to get that character in a different situation. If you look at the
Sure.
second movie, but then it's the third movie where we're going to use the formula.
Yeah.
And I'm just so many times I go, I just want the third movie to be over so the series is over. And then when they go
Yeah.
past 3, you're like, oh, way too many.
I will say sometimes it feels like they're like, okay, we need to do 3 so we fill out the trilogy. And then like after that, you're like, oh no, what are they doing for the fourth
Yeah.
one?
I think one of the ones that didn't do that was like Lord of the Rings
Sure.
because that was just a long story.
I mean, thankfully they're basing it off of a story that ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they're the movies itself. They're not doing most of the heavy lifting of in terms of the story beats. You know,
Right.
they're
Right.
just like we have this really good story. You know, let's just do it.
And it's a long story.
It's a long story. Yeah.
So
But in that same vein, they took The Hobbit, which is a single book, and made it a trilogy.
But even then, it's kind of crazy because they left so much out of The
Yeah.
Hobbit.
and
you know,
they added stuff like Legolas was not in The Hobbit.
yeah. And you know, I thought it was the right choice to give the dwarves more identity, but
Sure,
they
yeah.
got maybe a little too playful
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh, we got this idea, so we're just gonna spend like." 20 minutes of this hour and a half movie like focusing on it, and you're like, what is this really like the the objective.
We gotta fill out 3 movies.
We got to put
but-
them in barrels and
Yeah.
put a GoPro on the barrel.
Yeah, but the songs were bangers.
You know, like there something's hit, something's miss. You know,
Yeah.
it's just how it is.
All right, Dad, let's kick it over to you.
Speaking of trilogies,
Oh no!
so
Vin Diesel in Pitch Black.
Whoa,
well, no,
Riddick.
Triple X.
Oh yeah.
Are there 3 movies?
No, there's only 2.
I was about to say.
Ice Cube is in the second one, and Vin Diesel's in the first one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's the character reveal.
Yeah, Vin Diesel's actually Ice Cube.
he takes off a mask.
You pesky kids, and your dog,
And your dog too.
so
I know you were really expecting me to do a Scooby Doo, but I did my Scooby Doo last
I was gonna
episode.
say we already got the Scooby Doo.
So I looked at the Batman trilogy with Christopher Columbus did, or
the Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan,
Christopher Nolan or Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
I don't know who you're thinking
Yeah,
of.
I was thinking of the director, but it was Christian Bale. Also, I was trying to remember their name. Anyways,
Christopher
but
Columbus.
there is a director called Christopher Columbus, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Chris Columbus.
Yeah.
See, he doesn't believe it.
No, I don't believe it.
Anyway,
Sailed the ocean blue
Blue
in
in
1492. Yeah.
Anyways, so in the third one, there is this guy that's taking over Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is crazy. Al
Or
Ghul-
Gotham.
or Gotham.
It's not Al Ghul. It's Bane.
Bane. It's
Bane,
Bane.
yeah.
Yeah, Bane. But anyways,
Al Ghul's first movie.
yeah, but okay. However,
Yes, however.
the one of the women that is being terrorized is this Miranda Tate, and what you find out is that Miranda Tate is actually the one that escaped from the prison as Talia al Ghul. It's Ghul. It's a different Al Ghul. It's like Al Gore, only she.
No.
It's the same.
Al
It's the
Ghul.
same because she's the daughter of Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah,
Liam Neeson.
yeah, Liam Neeson. Yeah,
From the first movie.
From the
the
first,
first movie.
exactly. It's a
From the
callback.
Dark Knight series, directed by Christopher Columbus.
and starring Bowles.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Anyways, so she's the revealed as the bad guy.
That was at the very end, right? Where
very
where
end.
he's like, "All right, we got to get out of here. There's a bomb," and she's like, "Stab," and you're like, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that the setup?
Yeah, but it's the very, very end.
I was about to say, it kind of feels like a toss away.
Because
I'm
the
not gonna lie.
whole time,
It's been a while
the
since
whole
I've seen this
the whole
trilogy.
time they're showing where Al Ghul is trying to escape from the prison, and he's got to leap up this.
Bane, Batman,
No,
not Al Ghul.
you think it's Bane, but it's actually the woman,
Talia al Ghul.
Talia al Ghul.
Okay.
That's escaping from it, and they're having to do it. And in the end, because Christian Bale, Batman, ends up in that prison,
Yeah,
and they're talking about this person escaping, and he's thinking, oh, it's Bane trying to escape and whatever. And he gets out, he escapes it, and then he finds out that it was her that actually escaped the prison.
yeah.
Right.
So it was,
Raj.
yeah, but it was it was out of nowhere. And then in the end, right after that, he drives a helicopter away and it blows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he shows up in Paris and Master Wayne. What's his name?
Oh, Alfred?
No. The actor.
Oh.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can
there
figure out that actor.
He pulled
That's
out a
insane.
name. Oh my god.
That's crazy. You're gonna have to turn this part into editing.
I'm going to say that. Well, probably all of our mics just speak. Yeah, Michael, what do we do when we fall, Mr. Wayne? We get back up. The Talia, I think it's so funny on how a lot of these live action shows treat some of these like very important or crucial characters.
True.
Yeah.
Because Talia is technically like so much more important, even though she's like very pivotal in the movie.
She's like Damian Wayne's mother.
Yes, she's the mother of Damian Wayne, the most recent Robin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like, and Batman's like first and only biological son,
Yeah.
where like all the other Robins are adopted.
Yeah. Dick Grayson and Todd Oh no.
You're getting got.
Yum.
Welcome to my world. Anyways, I'm done.
That's it. Talia al Ghul.
I got one name right, Michael Caine.
Miranda Tate and the Talia al Ghul reveal, Michael Caine.
In The Dark Knight Rises, the 2012 movie.
Is it 2012?
It's got to be 2011.
Yeah, it's got to be something like that. I know, it's been a while,
Oh
actually.
my gosh.
Think about this. There have been like 4 other
I
Batman
know.
movies or series that have happened in between
Right,
that
because we have
trilogy.
Batman v Superman, Justice League, and then The Batman.
And then The Batman, yeah. Gosh, they need to stop. Although I will say Robert Pattinson's version of the Batman was actually fun.
He's a cool Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Did he do a sequel yet?
No.
Yet? Are they making a sequel?
I think the whole like DC universe is weird because of the
It's
new
imploding. Yeah.
Superman,
Oh,
right?
you're right. They did, yeah.
But I don't know if that Batman is part of that universe because of how the vibes are. Because like the Batman is like so dark and grimy
Yeah.
and like classic like detective comics, while the new Superman is like weird where Nathan Fillion is oh my god, Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner.
You know-
Why did they do that?
It's so weird.
My least favorite Green Lantern.
Why did they choose Guy Gardner? Anyway, give me Jon Stewart. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, get them out of here. Get us the best
Choose
Green
Jon Stewart.
Lantern.
Choose Jon Stewart.
Please.
I'm not mad, but I'm just choose Jon Stewart. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
Mini rant.
That was a tangent.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Spiked me off. I'm gonna be honest.
Honestly, I do feel like the DC cinematic universe has been struggling in a unique way where they have like good kind of outshoots.
Yeah,
Like I think the Batman trilogy is highly regarded.
yeah.
The most recent, The Batman, also very highly regarded. Robert Pattinson's performance, incredible. I mean, just again showing that he is more than Edward Cullen from Twilight.
But I think when so DC, if they stay true to kind of the dark DC comic theme.
Yeah, they're really good at it. The issue is they've all of their attempts have just been to amp up to try and be Marvel.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was
Yeah.
like, we have Batman v Superman. Okay, we've established Superman and Batman. Now let's go into Darkseid and a Thanos
Yeah.
equivalent while Infinity War is happening, and
Yeah.
they rush too much.
But then look where that's left Marvel. They're
I know. That's why I think DC would have really succeeded with like all these one-off, because I think the Batman did really good. I think the Man of Steel with Henry Cavill did like all right for the most part. It at least caught the vibe.
Yeah.
You know, but all of this new stuff,
yeah.
I don't know.
So we're not giving you much time.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. He doesn't need a lot of time.
I don't need a lot of time.
All right, Nick, finish this off here.
So I think I'm doing a streak at this point
Oh no.
where
Okay.
I'm talking about the same thing over and over again. So I'm talking about BioShock. I'm not the BioShock guy.
He's the BioShock guy.
I'm not the BioShock.
That's all he plays.
I'm not the BioShock
I
guy.
will say it is on my wish list now, the BioShock collection, so I can buy it for my PC and play it through again.
I'm not the BioShock guy.
because we've been talking
I'm
about
not the
it so much.
BioShock guy. I just feel like they have like incredible narrative moments.
Well, that's the basis of it.
I do miss, again, small side tangent here. I do miss those games. I've talked about this before. I grew up on those like very linear games.
Linear level shooters.
And I miss that. I do. And
Anyway.
I think we're missing that.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about BioShock Infinite,
Oh, okay.
the newest and last version. And I am talking.
It's never the last version.
It is the last.
It is
version.
actually the last version, yeah.
We've never gotten anything more.
Yeah, who's
and
the developer for Bio? Like, do they still even exist?
They were doing the newest game Judas, I think.
Oh,
it was.
you're right. They were doing Judas.
Was it called Judas? Something like
No,
that.
yeah, I think it was Judas. I don't think it's out yet.
I don't think
but
it's out
you're
yet.
right. It was very
They're
reminiscent
working
of
on
BioShock.
that.
Yeah.
They're working on that. Anyway, I'm talking about BioShock Infinite, and I'm talking about the reveal of Zachary Hale Comstock, or Father Comstock, the villain of BioShock Infinite. And in BioShock Infinite, you are not going down to Rapture, as I've described, the underwater, fantastical, dystopian city. We are going to Infinite City, which is Columbia, which is a city in the sky. completely self-sufficient, lives in the sky, and you follow the character Booker DeWitt, who is tasked when finding a lighthouse, find the girl, repay the debt. You eventually run into one of the best companions of gaming ever, coming in for Elizabeth.
Yep.
And all being chased and harassed by Father Comstock, who through a variety of impediments and struggles, you eventually meet him and kill him, only to find out that Father Comstock is Booker DeWitt, the main character. Booker DeWitt was a participant of the massacre of Wounded Knee, and in an alternate universe, he repented, got baptized, changed his name, found a scientist, and established Columbia. However, due to a variety of science fictional events called tears and interacting with alternate universes, Father Comstock became sterile. And because he has interacted with alternate universes, stepped into the protagonist Booker DeWitt's universe and stole his daughter. And that's what set it off on this mission. Oh. And the big reveal is that Elizabeth, your daughter, and the sort of crux of the story, has the ability to control these tears, to jump in and out of them. And the Comstock reveal is the most important one, but the important thing comes after, where after you do that, like 4 Elizabeths shows up, and they're like, you killed it. You killed him. There's no way that this one Elizabeth becomes this evil, tyrannical dictator that Father Comstock was trying to nurture. And she shows up too. She's the one who sets Booker DeWitt onto this story.
Yep.
And it's so crazy. And it becomes, there's Bioshock Infinite. It's called Infinite for a reason, with these alternate timelines where Elizabeth can interact and do all of this stuff. But there's this line where it's like, there's always a man, there's always a lighthouse, and there's always a city. And that's how Bioshock 1 starts. So it's just this whole tie-in, and it's this huge thing. And there's a DLC where you play as Elizabeth, who goes down to Rapture to find Booker DeWitt originally, because Booker DeWitt is from Rapture.
Wow.
And it's so good. I think Infinite is a little bit of a black sheep for the series, just because of how off the wall it is.
Yeah.
But I think just those narrative points are so compelling and so revolutionary that it's just so intriguing to be a part of.
You are a Bioshock guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a Bioshock guy. I've never been a Bioshock guy. Truly. If anyone asks, name someone who likes Bioshock, they're never going to pull my name out of a hat.
They will.
I'm not even getting thrown in that.
I will say, every time you talk about it, I am brought back to a memory of playing through these games and being like, oh wow, yeah, you are right. That was crazy. That was awesome.
Really quick.
Yeah, really quick. We're running out of time. You've already done the plug here, so all we need to do is, what was our favorite drink out of the 3? Dad, I'm going to start with you.
They were all 3 very different.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is what we were hoping for. We were hoping for surprising taste, because we did not taste any of these beforehand.
Nope.
We didn't taste anything from this side.
We didn't try anything.
We didn't try anything.
We just grabbed the bottles and left.
Grabbed the bottles.
I am going to pick this one.
Okay.
Not because I think it tasted better than the other ones, because I liked the taste of the other ones, but because it was so different and so unique. This was my favorite.
Perfect. Nick, you?
I'm choosing this one as well. This one was so incredible and weird, and I think I'm always looking for, at all the places we go, I'm like, yep, that's a solid drink, but this one really blew my socks off and really gave me a new experience.
I'll be the black sheep of the group here. I'm going to go with number 2, the Kismet. It's just a really solid cider, and I like the taste. It's something I can see myself drinking in the future. With that is all the time we have. Thank y'all so much. We'll see you next time. We've got 5 seconds left.